several times for Limerick during the year from half back, coming up from defence. This time he slowed down, but he does get possession back, and they start again with Dermot Noonan. Noonan switches play out to that far side. It's in possession of it there is Ger Stack. Stack slows everything down again. He's up against a couple of players, plays the ball in eventually. Good shielding by Paul Bruder. Bruder has it now under pressure from Owen Gallagher. Bruder comes back out with it, plays the ball across. It's Dermot Noonan waiting for it. Noonan gets to it, met by Owen McNamara. Noonan gets a shot away, but that one's going to go well off target and well to the right and wide. Patient build up by Gerald Griffins, Matt, but it's not the man they wanted shooting in the end.
No, it's certainly not it's not the desired result, but it's their first opportunity. But they were patient and cautious about it, and like the shooting, the chance presented itself, but unfortunately from a Gerald Griffins point of view anyway, they were unable to take it.
Yeah, they were just waiting for a ball to come back in here before play restarts. Matt, one thing we noticed yesterday with the double header in the hurling here in the Gaelic grounds was that the strong breeze, that was a big factor in both games. There's no breeze to speak of here today. A beautiful day for football.
Beautiful day for football. Certainly nobody could complain about the conditions. They're absolutely, and the pitch I have been out on it, it's absolutely perfect.
Danny McGrath's kick-out's going to fall to Owen McNamara. He's immediately put under pressure by Paul Bruder, but gets the pass away. Ball's out over the sideline though, and it's going to be sideline ball to Griffins, taken quickly. It's Tommy Griffin in possession. He's met by Tommy Childs. Griffin now switches play out here to number 12, and that's Adrian O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan has options inside. He gives it to Jim Liston. Just overcooked the hand pass slightly, but Gerald Griffins managed to hold on to possession. Is there a foul in there? Mike Sexton's playing advantage. Play is with Sean O'Connor. It's going to be a free though for Gerald Griffins. Foul is committed, and the first chance of the game here for Ger Stack, Matt. And he was fairly accurate from frees a couple of weeks ago. He didn't get too many to shoot, it has to be said, but we'll just see now if his radar's on.
Yeah, it is an early opportunity. It's by no means an easy free, but it is doable. I'm just after picking up Paul Bruder there now. You recall he was the match saver the last day when he got the late goal. He's nominated to play at midfield, but he's playing actually at left corner forward. So they're probably hoping for more of the same. I don't know, but in the meantime, Gerald Stack. It's safely over the bar. Yeah,
the opening score of this Griffins Coaches Intermediate Football Championship final replay here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds, and it's Gerald Griffins, I should say, into a 1 point to no score lead. As Matt mentioned, Paul Bruder there, he did play the majority of the game at left corner in the initial game too, and scored 1-2 from that position, if I recall. Poor kick out though from Galtee Gaels, and it's Adrian O'Sullivan in possession. Gives the ball off to Darren Noonan. Noonan with a shooting chance. Is this doubling Gerald Griffin's lead? Certainly looks to be so. Excellent score from Darren Noonan, wearing number 24 as we mentioned. And that's 2 points to no score, Matt. Fine score.
Yeah, that's a very, very good score, and that's a score that should lift Gerald Griffins and really get him going. They're off the mark now. They have two points, one from a free, and a very, very good point now from play. So it's advantage Griffins at the moment. In the meantime, Danny McGrath has taken a short kick out, and Galtee Gaels are trying to build from the back.
They are patient build-up. It'll have to be for Galtee Gaels. Short kick out now. It's Owen Gallagher in possession. Plays it into Pádraig McGrath. Of course, several of these Galtee Gaels players had success in the Intermediate Hurling Championship final last week with Glenroe. Hopefully, from their point of view, the celebrations weren't too in earnest, but it's either way, it's Galtee Gaels now forced to play inside their own 45. Gerald Griffin's really pushing up, and it's good play, it's good defence from Gerald Griffins. Eventually comes to Tommy Childs. He's trying to break out of defence, and that's exactly what he does. Plays a 1-2 with Alan Coughlin's played upfield now. It's Bob Childs in possession. He was maybe fouled by Dermot Noonan. Mike Sexton says no. It's Bob Childs on the run again. There's shooting chance for Childs. Is that the first score of the game for Galtee Gaels? Yes, it is indeed. There's 1 point between the sides again, Matt, and it was a patient build-up from the defence by Galtee Gaels and expertly finished by Bob Childs.
Yeah, and Bob Childs showed great determination there, and we all know that Bob Childs has been a clinical finisher. We'll never forget the point he got from wing back here against Tipperary in the Munster Championship about 3 years ago that forced the game to extra time. But he really is their main gopher man in terms of scores, Bob Childs, and once the opportunity showed and he got into that position straight in front of the goal, Bob Childs wasn't going to miss.
No, great finish from Bob Childs on that occasion. Is Tommy Griffin now. in possession, gives it to Paddy O'Connell. O'Connell switches out to the left hand side for Ger Stack. O'Connell keeps going with his run. Has the ball now inside the Galtee Gaels 45, plays it short, looking for the run of Darren Noonan. Good work from Morris O'Sullivan though, full back for Galtee Gaels. And the ball just trickles out over the sideline. It's going to be sideline ball to Galtee Gaels, but Morris O'Sullivan, Matt, a couple of weeks ago was one of the outstanding players in the Galtee Gaels side. He's marking Darren Noonan there. Noonan has got a point, but Morris O'Sullivan is one of the stickiest markers around.
Yeah, well, Morris O'Sullivan has represented Limerick at underage and has represented Limerick at junior level, and I have no doubt would have gone on, but his career has been blighted with injury for the last couple of years, but he is an absolutely superb player, and he really he normally played up front at centre forward or around midfield, but now since he has come back from his last injury, he seems to have settled in at full back and has done very well there. In the meantime, we have a point for Gerald Griffins.
Yeah, it's Adrian O'Sullivan. Very well worked score by Gerald Griffins on that occasion, and O'Sullivan came in off the right wing where he started this game and popped over a fine score with his left foot, and it's 3 points to 1 to Gerald Griffins after 8.5 minutes of this Griffin Coaches Intermediate Football Final Championship replay. Here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds, of course, this game being broadcast live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV's Facebook page. Danny McGrath's kick out, it's another poor one from McGrath, and chance now for Sean O'Connor. O'Connor met quickly by Ian Whelan, but it's still Sean O'Connor just about gets by Whelan, shooting chance for the corner forward, but Whelan did enough by the looks of things here, and it's gone to the right and wide. But Matt, very early on, we're inside the opening 10 minutes. Danny McGrath now on 2 occasions at least has misplaced kickouts, and there's danger there if he does that.
There is, absolutely, and we've seen it, and they've been punished once for it, and the kick out is such an important facet of the game now that it's absolutely crucial from a Gaels point of view that they get this right. Now that's a much better one.
Indeed it is. Foul on Tommy Childs. It was Sean McGrath initially breaking down the kick out for Childs as Childs takes this one quickly. It's inside, it's a good ball to Bob Childs, takes on Noonan. Childs now under pressure from Adrian O'Sullivan as well. Does well to get the ball off to his captain Alan Condon. Condon now met by Paddy O'Connell. 3 men around Alan Condon. He eventually tries the hand pass, but there was no one there to take it. And Paddy O'Connell mops things up for Gerald Griffins. Adrian O'Sullivan now, he's got Jim Liston on his shoulder. O'Sullivan eventually gives it to Liston. Liston now looks at his options, plays one into the full forward line. It's O'Sullivan and Noonan again, and once more it's Morris O'Sullivan that comes up with possession. Excellent work from the Galtee Gaels full back. Plays this one to Sean McGrath, and in turn he gives this to Alan Coughlin wearing the number 5 for Galtee Gaels over to that far side as Galtee Gaels look to build another attack. It's Sean Clancy in possession over there. He's met by Colin McSweeney, forced to come back inside to Coughlin. Coughlin now has a couple of runners ahead of him, eventually gives it in. It's Bob Childs out in front of Diarmuid Noonan yet again. That could be a way for Galtee Gaels to gain some territory here. It's placed to Alan Condon. Condon's shot is going to drop, and does it drop over the bar? It does not. It drops to the right and wide, Matt, and a chance for Galtee Gaels to reduce the Gerald Griffins lead to 1 point there, but Alan Condon off target.
Yeah, Alan off target in that particular one. He'd be disappointed with that, because you would have to say it was a scoreable chance, John. And you know these type of chances, missing them and spurning them, you could come to regret it before the game is out.
Brian Scanlon plays this one to Jim Liston. Now there's attack on the offing here for Brendan Stack and Galtee Gaels. Stack running into plenty of space here. Eventually gives it off to Long. Long, can he work it? He has a go himself. Excellent score from Jamie Long. Probably the finest score of the game so far. Puts Gerald Griffins into a 4 points to 1 lead. And Matt O'Callaghan, that's an excellent score. That's
an excellent score, John, and you'd have to say it's nothing more than they deserve at this point of the game, because they are dominating it to a degree, and like they're taking their chances much better now. The Gaels have missed 1 or 2 chances, and of course they had that goal chance early on possibly, and certainly the chance missed there a while ago by Alan Condon, and it's another point for Gerald Griffins.
Yes, Ger Stack on this occasion, well worked. Another kick out not going to Galtee Gaels' hand, and it's Ger Stack gets his 2nd point of this afternoon's game. Fine finish in the end by him, the centre forward on this Gerald Griffins side. And Matt, it's a 4 point lead. It's a big lead in football, but it's very, very similar to the way the game 2 weeks ago started.
Yeah, and it's a 4-point lead after 12 minutes, and really Galtee Gaels have to start getting a grip on the game. They're under pressure from the kick out. That's a great kick out now and a great take by Tom Childs, and Galtee Gaels need more of that.
Indeed they do. Excellent work from Tommy Childs there, and it's up to Bob Childs under pressure from Diarmuid Noonan. It's the one thing that Galtee Gaels, that has worked for Galtee Gaels is so far in this game. We'll get back to that now, and it's Sean Casey on the attack for Galtee Gaels. Finds Bob Childs, shooting chance for Childs maybe, looks to get it onto that right foot. It's a good effort from Childs, and it's an excellent score from Bob Childs. Badly needed from Galtee Gaels' point of view.
Badly needed, but an absolutely excellent score, and good interplay between Sean Casey, who's also a very good finisher, and Bob Childs. A very, very important point for Galtee Gaels.
It's Brian Scallon now to kick this one out for Gerald Griffins. It's not going to go to Gerald Griffins' hand down. It's well mapped up by Pádraig McGrath. Plays this one inside. It's Alan Condon on the run now for Galtee Gaels. Met by two Gerald Griffins defenders, but manages to cut back. And ball eventually comes back to Tommy Childs. Looks at his options, plays it in. He's looking for Derek Gallagher. It's going to go over the end line though. I think Derek Gallagher unable to keep that one in play, and it's gone out. And play will restart with a Brian Scanlon kick out. Matt, we've just 13.5 minutes played. You know, Gerald Griffins have settled quicker, there's no question of that, but Galtee Gaels must keep possession better.
They must keep possession better, and players must get into space quicker, because Tommy Childs looked up and the first thing he saw was that there was nobody available and had to wait until Derek Gallagher made the run, and the pass in at that stage was overcooked, and the chance was gone.
Foul on Brendan Stack by Tommy Childs from that kick out. Stack takes the kick out himself and switches play over to Colin McSweeney. Turn comes into Ger Stack. He's had a very dangerous opening, and Colin McSweeney on the run. That spells danger. Gets the hand pass away. Darren Noonan now in possession. He's already got 1 point. Plays it Adrian O'Sullivan, looking for his second score of the game. Cracks off the post. Could be a goal chance. There's a foul by Colin McSweeney, I think it was, who pushed all the way forward. In fact, it wasn't foul either way though for Galtee Gaels, and it's taken quickly by Alan Coughlin. Plays it out to Owen Gallagher. And in turn he plays it up to Sean Clancy. And Galtee Gaels working the ball out with hand passes from their own territory. Patient, it has to be said. Owen McNamara there involved in the hand pass again to Alan Condon. Galtee Gaels captain plays it into the centre to Pádraig McGrath. McGrath now tries to turn past Colin McSweeney, unable to do so. Good work from Gerald Griffins number 22. And it's back now in on his own 65 with Tommy Childs. Again, not many options for him. He's forced to give a short hand pass to Alan Condon. Condon now looking for runners. Decides to take on Paddy O'Connor himself. Beats him brilliantly before leaving the hand pass off. And it's no surprise that it's gone to Bob Childs. Childs shooting chance. It's a good effort from Bob Childs. Remember, it flicks off the post and over the bar. Another excellent score from Bob Childs, Matt. And for Galtee Gaels to continue to chase Gerald Griffins, it's very easy to see where they need to keep giving the ball.
Yeah, a huge point again for Galtee Gaels, but we see there the benefit for Galtee Gaels of the player making himself available. A couple of times, once at least in the build-up, there was nobody available, but the minute they got the ball outfield, Bob Childs was looking for it, calling for it, and in space, and he finished it perfectly.
Yes, and certainly did. 3 points for Galtee Gaels and 3 points for Bob Childs as Darren Noonan on the attack for Gerald Griffins. Tries to find the ball. It's into Sean O'Connor. Goal chance. Brilliantly stopped. But it's going to be a free in. Brilliantly stopped by Danny McGrath. Sean O'Connor from the tightest of angles trying to open the goal scoring today in this afternoon's intermediate football final. But there was a foul initially on him by Ian Whelan. It's going to be a chance for Ger Stack to tap this one over the bar and restore Gerald Griffin's 3 point lead, Matt.
Yeah, but the scoreboard after those 2 excellent points by Bob Childs looks considerably healthier for Galtee Gaels, and it was looking at 5-1. But you would have to say that there was a goal scoring chance there for a minute. Great save by Danny McGrath, and probably Sean O'Connor did everything right. He did anything that he could do because he was well covered, and but again, Danny McGrath had to do the business to prevent him putting it into the corner of the net. In the meantime, Gerald Stack has kicked the free, and it's 6 points to 3.
Yeah, relatively easy one for a free taker of Gerald Stack's capabilities, and at 6 points to 3 now in favour of Gerald Griffins. Every time they do go forward, there certainly seems to be a threat from each player inside that full forward line. Darren Noonan, Sean O'Connor and Paul Bruder looking very dangerous indeed. Kick out from Danny McGrath. It's going to be won by Sean McGrath. Initially looked like he may have handled that in the ground, but referee Mike Sexton Says play on, and McGrath in possession now, moving forward. Alan Condon playing a lot deeper than his number 13 on his back positions, says. It's Condon now going straight through the middle. It's a good run again from Condon, fouled by Paddy O'Connell. It's going to be a free on the 45 metre line. It's one that Bob Childs will definitely come out to take, Matt O'Callaghan, but is it within his compass?
Yeah, conditions are perfect for football. They're perfect for free taking. It is no more than a 45, and Bob would probably fancy himself with a 45. Now it is at a bit of an angle. It's doable.
Just a break in play as Alan Condon is going to get some assistance. Or maybe a little belt to the head. Just looks a little bit groggy over there anyway, Matt, just by referee Mike Sexton as the Galtee Gaels physio comes out to give him some attention. But 6-3 here after 18 minutes, Matt, and you know, Galtee Gaels have certainly come back into it in the last 5 minutes or so, but it does very much centre around the talents of Bob Childs.
It does. He's their go-to forward, but I would like to see a bit more of Sean Casey on the ball and given opportunities. He's a very, very, very good finisher, and he's really back to his best form this year. We obviously Galtee Gaels will want to see more from Tom Childs. He getting on the ball and doing those trademark runs that he does with great effect through the defence, and I have no doubt. And Bob Childs has opted for a short one to Sean Casey.
Yeah, and Sean Casey pops this one over the bar. Quick thinking from Galtee Gaels from that free 45 metres from goal. It was Childs with the pass, and it was Sean Clancy with the finish, or Sean Casey with the finish, I should say. And there's only 2 points between the sides as Brian Scanlon gets us back underway quickly. And it's Gerald Griffins on the attack with Colin McSweeney. He's definitely fouled by Alan Condon. That occasion is taken quickly. Paddy O'Connell has it. O'Connell has a man on his flank, and it's Ger Stack in possession. Just couldn't get it up first time, could Ger Stack into his hands, but he's still on the run here. The Gerald Griffins number 11, he's still trying to fashion a shooting chance. Eventually plays it back to O'Connell, and O'Connell will start this attack again for Gerald Griffins. Darren Noonan in possession now, shows a couple of dummies, gives it to Jamie Long. That's back to Noonan again. Left footed shot from Noonan, doesn't catch hold of that at all, and that's a poor wide from Gerald Griffin's point of view, and the score remains 6-4.
He would be very disappointed with that. It was a needless effort. It was never going to be on target. But again, when he came to offloading, he was short of options there, and he was probably well closed down by the Gaels and forced to do what he did. Now Danny McGrath has since taken a shot kick out, and it has found its target. Galtee Gaels are trying to build from the back.
Indeed they are, and it's Alan Coughlin in possession. 20 minutes gone in this Griffins coaches intermediate football final replay, and it's Gerald Griffins with a 2-point lead over Galtee Gaels. Foul there on Ian Whelan. Of course, this game being brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV's Facebook pages. Mike Sexton cams everything down. Little tick for Adrian O'Sullivan maybe in the meantime, as Tommy Childs right in front of us here in the commentary box gets ready to take this one for Galtee Gaels. He's got a couple of runners. One of them is his centre back, Sean McGrath. Good step from Sean McGrath, creating a bit of space for Sean Casey. He'll be looking for a second point. Casey brilliantly met. Foul though by Danny Liston according to Mike Sexton. A chance for Bob Childs to reduce Gerald Griffin's lead to the bare minimum.
Yeah, and we've seen there now in the last few minutes, Sean Casey, as I expected, would be coming into it. He is a very, very good finisher, and always good for a couple of points. And certainly, were it not for the foul, he probably had a kicking opportunity there, and he's a very, very accurate kicker. Now, this is certainly within Bob Childs' compass to reduce the margin to a single point.
Yeah, just over 27 or so, 28 metres for Bob Childs from this one. Strikes it very well, and there's only a point between the sides now. We just played 21.5 minutes, and that's another score for Bob Childs, his fourth of Galtee Gaels' scores to date, and it's 6-5 in favour of Gerald Griffins. And they've coughed up possession very quickly here. It's Derek Gallagher with possession for Galtee Gaels, plays it off to Alan Condon. Condon now has Gallagher on the run. Does he have the pace to get there? He certainly does. Goal chance maybe for Galtee Gaels as Tommy Childs running through. He's quickly stopped. No free coming as of yet. Balls eventually comes back to Bob Childs. Shooting chance for Bob Childs under pressure. He has enough in it. We're all square here at the Gaelic grounds. Another excellent score from the Galtee Gaels full forward. his 5th of the game, and another score, Matt. Brilliant score from Giles, and we're all square.
Yeah, we're all square, and just looking at the Galtee Gaels mentors down here, John McGrath, Tommy Noonan, they will be absolutely delighted, having gone 5 points to 1 down. They will be absolutely delighted with the response of their team. They're playing to their strengths. They're playing to the man that's capable of getting the scores and working it through. And look, they're on a bit of a roll now. And we have Bob Childs down here again. He's pushed out over the sideline, and it's. Referees, he's given a free to Galtee Gaels. I thought he indicated for a minute it was a free to Gerald Griffins, but it certainly was Bob Childs that was fouled.
Indeed it was. Dermot Noonan, who, to be fair, has struggled all afternoon so far in containing Bob Childs. We mentioned Bob Childs having a stunning game so far with 5 points. It's a very difficult opportunity if he's going to have a crack from this one. But just before that, Matt, you had Adrian O'Sullivan picking up Brian Scannon's kick out just in front of us, and he was met by an unmerciful double hit from Alan Coughlin and Tommy Childs, and maybe that's a sign that Galtee Gaels are really starting to settle into their task.
Yeah, there seemed to be a small bit stage struck in the beginning, but now they've really got up to the pace of the game, and they're really asking questions of Gerald Griffins now. Of course, we go back again, hark back that there was a goal chance and probably a half a goal chance in the first minute, which they didn't take, and then we had a period of Gerald Griffins' dominance, where Gerald Griffins played some very nice football and went 5 points to 1 ahead, and one bit flattered by it. It just reflected nothing more than the superiority that they were enjoying in the game during that period. But as I said, management here on the Galtee Gaels side will be absolutely delighted at the way that their team have responded and come back into it. Conversely, at the other side, I suppose the Griffins will be wondering and scratching their head now, how did they get back to it to such an extent and so quickly?
Yeah, chance now for Bob Childs here, right on the sidelines, gained a couple of metres. It's a fine strike. It's going to drop short though. Square ball, a couple of Galtee Gaels players inside the square before the ball, and it's going to be a free kick to Gerald Griffins. Brian Scanlon looking to take this one quickly. Changes his mind though when the option wasn't on, and he's going to take this free. I think he's trying to steal a few metres. Well, eventually he's told to go back into his square, and Scanlon goes long. It's Jim Liston's his target. Good take from Liston, hand past the Paddy O'Connell, and the ball comes out to that far side, and Adrian O'Sullivan in possession, tries to find Ger Stack. Good work from Owen McNamara, but Stack will come away with possession for Gerald Griffins eventually. Got Cullen McSweeney in front of him, and McSweeney has options in front of him again. Turns inside though, does McSweeney, and looks to play this one short. It's a poor one though, looking for Dara Noonan. There's plenty of time for Morris O'Sullivan to pick this one up. Under pressure now from Paul Bruder, but Morris O'Sullivan does well to hold on to possession. Great work from Paul Bruder. Should be a free into Gerald Griffins. Excellent work from Gerald Griffins there, Matt O'Callaghan, has to be said.
Yeah, excellent work. Morris O'Sullivan was coming out, and he slipped and got surrounded, and it was a well won free by Gerald Griffins. Like they just didn't let him come out with it, and he has overplayed it. Now Morris O'Sullivan is down injured, which it must be a worry for Galtee Gaels at this point. Meanwhile, Brian Scanlon, I suppose the pioneer of goalkeepers taking long frees and 50s, is coming up to take it, and it's certainly within Brian Scanlon's compass. What is it, 51, 52 metres out maybe?
Yeah, it's going to be Scanlon as Morris O'Sullivan seems to be getting back to his feet. Indeed he is. And just keep an eye on that one. He seems to be trotting back into his position. Okay, just about 46 or so metres. Matt O'Callaghan's radar was off himself as he nods next to me here in commentary. It's a chance now for Scanlon, as Matt O'Callaghan said, pioneer of the long, certainly at inter-county level, but he didn't hit this one well. It's a chance for Galtee Gaels immediately to attack. Brilliantly caught back there and played out now to Derek Gallagher. He's got a player on his flank and the ball's played up, looking for Sean Casey. Casey does well. He's got Alan Coughlin with him. He's also got Gallagher. Gallagher then decides to check back under pressure immediately from Jim Liston. Good work from Liston, but Gallagher manages to hold on and find Tommy Childs. Childs looks ahead, looks for his brother Bob Childs, but Colin McSweeney's back there, and maybe a little ploy by Gerald Griffins to keep a double option defending wise on Bob Childs. We'll keep an eye on that as we go on here, but it's Jim Liston back in attack for Gerald Griffins. And Liston now on the 65-metre line, decides to switch play to Paul Bruder. Bruder now in possession, drops it though, looks to be moving before getting the ball into his hands, and Owen Gallagher gives it off to Alan Condon. Condon now over on that far side, taking on Paddy O'Connell. Does he have the pace from, looks to be just fair 50-50 at the moment, plays the ball in, and it's a good one to Pádraig Gallagher. Gallagher plays the ball back out. Galtee Gaels trying to fashion a shooting chances. Condon again once more, just slows things down. It's Owen Gallagher now. And all the way back to Alan Coughlin. It's patient from Galtee Gaels, but they're forced to go back and near the 65-metre line now. And it's Tommy Childs. It's a long-range effort from Tommy Childs. Is that over the bar? Indeed it is, and that's an outstanding score that puts Galtee Gaels into the lead for the first time.
Yeah, the score, absolutely the score of the game, and coming from Tommy Childs, who over the last 5 minutes has been growing in influence. Meanwhile, a short kick out has Gerald Griffins doing some defending, but they seem to be lifting the siege.
Yeah, but thought they were away there. The Galtee Gaels plays brought back for a foul. Good work from Jim Liston and Christy McSweeney coming out of the fence with that ball for Gerald Griffins, and it's going to be Brendan Stack to take this free. He's got Colin McSweeney on the run in the middle of the park, and McSweeney now met by Pádraig McGrath, but gets the ball away to Paddy O'Connell, and off balance he plays it into Tommy Griffin, but it's a poor ball inside by Tommy Griffin, and away come Galtee Gaels yet again. Childs goes long. Again, no surprise to be looking to his brother Bob, and Bob now has given Diarmuid Noonan a torrid time in the opening 28.5 minutes here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. 6 points he's got so far, or 5 points I should say he's got so far, but struggling to hold on to possession now, and Gerald Griffin's come away with it with Danny Liston. Again they cough up possession, but illegally so is the judgment of referee Mike Sexton, the foul. And here come Gerald Griffins again with Jim Liston. Long hand pass from Liston now into Jamie Long. Good tackle though from Pádraig McGrath. He's done well, Pádraig McGrath, but so close to keeping the ball in play. But it's going to be a sideline ball to Galtee Gaels on this occasion. Linesman now indicating he's not sure which way to give it now. He's giving it to Galtee Gaels in the end is Mikey Brown, and it's going to be Sean McGrath to take this one. Goes backwards, and it's Morris O'Sullivan now in possession. Good turn from O'Sullivan under pressure from Jamie Long, but the hand pass doesn't initially go to hand, but Tommy Giles shows great strength to hold on to it, loses it, then wins it back again. Sean McGrath in possession. We're going to have 4 minutes of additional time at the end of the first half of this Griffins Coaches Intermediate Football Championship final replay. It's Galtee Gaels leading Gerald Griffins 7 points to 6 at the moment. And Sean McGrath now in possession, gives the ball back to Tommy Childs again, not for the first time. Childs with very few options in front of him, so he switches play, and it's going to be Owen McNamara now on the run. He's met by a couple of Gerald Griffin's defenders. He's forced to offload it before taking the ball back again. Tries an ambitious one into Bob Childs, and a double marking job on him proves fruitful again for Gerald Griffins, and Diarmuid Noonan comes away with it. And Gerald Griffin's on the attack again. Lovely dummy there from Adrian O'Sullivan as he takes it out. He's got Colin McSweeney with him. And ball's played across to Jim Liston. Liston now on the attack, decides to go along with it, looking for Darren Noonan. It's over his head, it's over Morris O'Sullivan's head, and it's out over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Galtee Gaels, Matt O'Callaghan, but a promising attack there. Good work from Brendan Sack it was indeed with that run before offloading, but again Gerald Griffin's looking a little bit listless inside in the forward line. Yeah, their radar and their combination play seems to have deserted them a bit, and they were a little bit more patient earlier on, and here Galtee Gaels are trying to build from the back again. Owen Gallagher taking a very short kick out there from Danny McGrath. I think Galtee Gaels will be quite happy now, although there are 4 minutes of additional time, one of which has more than elapsed. I think they'll be quite happy just to play down the clock now till half time, go in and regroup. But I would imagine at this stage for the Gerald Griffins management team down here on our right, half time cannot come quick enough. It's Galtee Gaels in possession looking for another attack. Fantastic shoulder from Colin McSweeney on Derek Gallagher. Seems to be fair and look fair from our angle, and Mike Sexton agrees. And it's Danny Liston now over to that far side to Brendan Stack, who switched wings the latter stages of this first half. It's Stack now on the run, met by Sean Casey, but it's advantage to Gerald Griffins. They're going to go with it, and Tommy Griffin now forced to come back outside. Fouled though by Sean McGrath. Griffin looking to take this one quickly. It's exactly what he does to Jamie Long. Long Shooting chance now for Jamie Long, looking for his second point of this afternoon. It's an excellent score from the number 7, who's playing at centre forward, Rod Square, for the second time here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. 7 points apiece.
Yeah, and that is a huge score for Gerald Griffins, because they had gone 19 minutes without a score. They had led by 5 points to 1 after 12 minutes, and as the clock ticked over the half an hour mark, Galtee Gaels had outscored them 6 points to 1, and they will be relieved. That is something really to cling to at half time. Meanwhile, Morris O'Sullivan has been gone up the left here, and the texture of his jersey has been tested, but the referee is giving an advantage.
Yeah, it's Alan Condon now in possession for Galtee Gaels. Great run through the middle by Condon. Is he fouled? Mike Sexton says no. Gets the pass away to Derek Gallagher. Gallagher in turn to Sean Casey. Chance for Sean Casey. That's going to drop into the arms of Brian Scanlon. Kind of rushed it to Sean Casey. To be fair, he was under pressure. And we're going to have a break in play as Darren Noonan's down injured. And it seems to be an ankle injury, Matt. He looked to go down. He was chasing back Morris O'Sullivan. Indeed, it was Noonan who gave the tug in the jersey that Mike Sexton was playing advantage for. But he seems to have done a fair bit of damage to himself now, and he looks in a fair amount of pain.
Yeah, he looks in some discomfort down here in front of us. And I suppose if he needs attention, there's no right time to get an injury. But I suppose in the dying embers of the half, when you're going in at half time, when you can attend to it, it probably is a better time than others. But he looks to be in some discomfort at the moment, and it's doubtful if he will resume before half time anyway, because we're into the last minute, and I'm sure Mike Sexton is taking a note of it on his watch. He's going to play at least another, strictly speaking, time is up now. He's going to play a minute or 90 seconds more. Darren Noonan is trying to walk it off there at the moment.
Yeah, he's looking very gingered on as he tries to get back to his position in the full forward line for Gerald Griffins. It'll be interesting to see how much further he plays in the second half. We're nearly time up at the end of the first half of this game. It's been an enthralling contest so far in the Griffins Coaches Intermediate Football Championship final replay here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. 7 points apiece between Gerald Griffins and Galtee Gaels. Very tight game, just like it was 2 weeks ago. As Jim Liston in possession for Gerald Griffins, gives it to Christy McSweeney before taking possession back, and Liston switches play to Colin McSweeney. Of course, wearing number 22, Colin McSweeney has had injury problems throughout the championship campaign, but getting a start here today. And it's Brendan Stack now back to his more familiar right half-back position. He's got Liston in front of him. Liston's hand pass was to no one. He thought Paddy O'Connell was on his left shoulder, but no sign of O'Connell on that occasion. Bob Childs has it for a Galtee Gaels team who had no player inside the Gerald Griffin 65 metre line when he took possession, so forced to be patient with it. And out on that right hand side is Owen Gallagher. Shot, in fact, it's Alan Coughlin with a shot, and that one's going to tail very far to the right and wide, and that should be it. Indeed, it will be it at the end of the first half of this contest. 7 points apiece. Mike Sexton is calling for the ball from Brian Scanlon. There's going to be no more time left in this half, and Matt O'Callaghan, very even contest. We said it before the game. We were likely to see a similar enough game to what we saw 2 weeks ago, and it's very much proving to be that way so far.
Well, it is in so far as that there's very little between them, but of course the difference is that Galtee Gaels are on level terms. Now that last phase of play there, when Alan Condon, when he kicked it, Tommy Childs had actually ghosted into the edge of the square, and had he succeeded in putting it across, it could have spelled all kinds of danger for Gerald Griffins, because we know the power of Tommy Childs, and I suppose Tommy maybe had a slow start, but certainly as the half wore on, he grew into the game and became more and more influential. And his point, as you rightly said, John, was one for the ages. Now both sides. They've had their periods of dominance and mastery, and when they're playing well, both sides, they're playing very, very well, because certainly in the first 15 minutes you would have to be impressed with the way that Gerald Griffins went about their business and built up a 5-1 lead. And of course, then it was the turn of Galtee Gaels, but you could see Galtee Gaels growing into the game as the half wore on, and I think it was sparked by Tommy Childs getting into the game. Another thing that put a lot of pressure on Galtee Gaels early on in the game was the kick out. and you flagged it. A few kickouts went where they shouldn't have gone, but they seem to rectify that. And look, it's 7 points apiece. It's all to play for. I think we're no nearer to knowing who is likely to win this intermediate championship. Don't discount extra time.
Half time here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. It's all square between Gerald Griffins and Galtee Gaels. It's 7 points apiece. Join us shortly for the second half. Welcome back to the LIT Gaelic Grounds for the second half of this Griffins Coaches Intermediate Football Championship final replay. It's all square between Gerald Griffins and Galtee Gaels at 7 points apiece after an enthralling first half action. Matt O'Callaghan is alongside me here in commentary. Matt, we've seen very, very little between the two sides in that opening half hour. It's going to be maybe a mistake or something close to a mistake that will decide this game by the looks of things at the moment.
Yeah, I was just briefly looking at the match statistics there, and it's 7 points apiece, and it's 4 wides apiece, and you know this is a replay, so 90 minutes of football, 100 minutes of football, you could say, if you allow for extra time, has failed to separate them. You're right, John. This game is going to be decided by a very, very small margin, maybe an exceptional score, or maybe a slip up by somebody, but it's. As we speak now, it's on a knife edge.
And it's Gerald Griffins on the attack straight away at the beginning of the second half that dominated the opening quarter of this game into a 5 points to 1 lead. They were at one stage as Ger Stack in possession now. Shooting chance for Stack, looking for his 4 point of this afternoon's game. Cracks off the post. Goal chance maybe for Sean O'Connor. Great save, Danny McGrath. Excellent effort by Sean O'Connor. Maybe at a good height for Danny McGrath, but he still had to make the save. And not for the first time, Matt, in this game, he's denied Sean O'Connor a goal.
Yeah, that is the second time. That was a superb save actually from Danny McGrath, because he had to throw himself across. It was going for the left corner of the net. I think he actually just his right hand he came across and got to it. An excellent save by Danny McGrath. Definitely a let off and a good start for Gerald Griffins. And if Tommy Griffin should land the 45 now, it will be perfect start for him.
Chance for Tommy Griffin to put Gerald Griffins into the lead here just after a minute or so of play in this second half. It's a good strike from Tommy Griffin. Is it on target? It certainly is. Excellent strike from the Gerald Griffins number 9, and that's the first score of this half, and it's Gerald Griffins into an 8 points to 7 lead, and a fantastic score, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. He got plenty purchase on it, and it was safely over the bar. Now, Galtee Gaels were leading 7 points to 6 coming up to half time, and now maybe the pendulum is swinging slightly towards Gerald Griffins. They picked up scores at each side of half time. It'll be interesting to see now what will be the response from Galtee Gaels. At the moment, it's going to be started with a free, which Tommy Giles has in the centre of the field.
Yeah, foul on Pádraig McGrath there as Tommy Childs takes this one fairly quickly into Alan Condon. And Condon now switches play. Looks to switch play and in the end gives it to Sean McGrath. Sean McGrath now in possession for Galtee Gaels just on the Gerald Griffins 45 metre line. Dummies to shoot. Sidesteps another marker and gives the ball off. And it's a chance now, a bit of space for Sean Clancy. Clancy gives the ball off to Pádraig Gallagher. Clancy takes it back again. Comes all the way back to Pádraig McGrath. McGrath hand passes all the way back again to Owen McNamara, wearing number 18, but started this game for Galtee Gaels. It's over to that left hand side, and Alan Coughlin in possession now. Back inside to Tommy Childs, and it's good marking, it's good defending. Childs going for a long range one again. He didn't have any other option. It was kept brilliantly kept in play by Derek Gallagher for Galtee Gaels, and off to Sean Clancy. And Clancy, chance maybe here for goal for Sean Clancy into Derek Gallagher. Goal chance, goal! Goal for Galtee Gaels. Brilliantly finished by Derek Gallagher. And you see what it means to the Galtee Gaels line. John McGrath jumped so high there, the Galtee Gaels manager. He nearly met us in the commentary box. But Matt O'Callaghan, Derek Gallagher kept the ball in play. A 1-2 with Sean Clancy, and he was on hand to bury it into the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. An excellent score for Galtee Gaels. Now, Tommy Childs, I think he actually originally miscued his kick because it was going very, very wide, but Derek Gallagher, he did so well to keep the ball in play, and he found Sean Clancy, who was the Gaels support players very, very good at the moment, and that is another point from Pádraig Gallagher.
Really striking when the iron is hot here at Galtee Gaels. Another score in quick succession, 1-1 in quick succession, I should say, and it's another Gallagher on the scoreline. This time it's Pádraig with the point for Galtee Gaels, and it puts them into a goal lead now for them, 1-8 to 8 points after 34 minutes nearly of this second, or 4 minutes of the second half, 34 minutes in all, and a very important catch from that kick out and mark by Tommy Griffin, and because he was denied in taking the free quickly, he gets it forward 13 more metres, and a chance maybe immediately for Paul Bruder. It was well defended in the end, brilliantly cut out by Morris O'Sullivan there at full back for Galtee Gaels, and they come again. It's Galtee Gaels leading by that Derek Gallagher goal, and Tommy Childs on the attack, gives it to Alan Condon, the Galtee Gaels captain. Condon now in possession. Patient build up from Galtee Gaels as Paul McGrath switches it. It's a good ball from McGrath out to Owen Gallagher. In fact that's Alan Coughlin again, sorry. Pádraig Gallagher has it now for Galtee Gaels into Sean Clancy, instrumental in that goal for Galtee Gaels. Gets a hand pass, he has the runner on. That runner is Owen McNamara forced to go backwards at this one to Pádraig McGrath shooting a chance now for Pádraig McGrath. Off balance he takes this one, and it's going to trickle harmlessly wide over the end line. But Matt O'Callaghan, it's 5 minutes gone in the second half of this Griffin Coaches Intermediate Football Championship final replay, and it's Galtee Gaels dominant.
They're dominant, and they're using the wide spaces of the Gaelic grounds to great effect here in the second half. And the runners, which we flagged in the first half, and the support play, which we were marking absent for a period in the first half, they seem to have corrected all that now at the moment, and they're on top, and they're a goal in front, and on the balance of play in the 6 or so minutes we've had in the second half, they deserve it. There was a free there to Gerald Griffins, which was brought forward again for dissent by referee Mike Sexton.
Yeah, it's Paul Bruder on the charge here for Galtee Gaels. Shooting chance for Bruder, never got hold of that one, and it's going to be easily dealt with by Danny McGrath. Plays the ball to Ian Whelan as Tommy Childs in possession now. He has runners in front of him, and Galtee Gaels on the attack. And Sean McGrath, good work from him. Breaking out of defence now, it's Sean Casey and Galtee Gaels have Morris O'Sullivan on the run. Maybe another goal chance here for Sean Clancy. Shooting chance, brilliantly blocked down though by Gerald Griffins. Just slowed up when he was trying to shoot that one. But Sean Clancy, and away come Gerald Griffins again. Ger Stack now in possession. He's got Danny Liston with him. It was Liston with that block down on Sean Clancy, and it's Liston on the attack now for Gerald Griffins. Brilliant work for Danny Liston, wearing number 12 but playing in corner back. Jamie Long now has got 2 points in the first half, does brilliantly well to hold on to possession. Now it's Paul Bruder. It's a low one inside to Jim Liston. Shooting chance for Liston. Gives the ball off to Darren Noonan. Noonan with the shot. Is that over the bar? Indeed it's not, says the umpire. From our angle it looked to be over the bar, but the umpire has waved wide, and that's the one that matters. But Matt O'Callaghan, that maybe looked to be over.
Yeah, I thought from here that it looked, but the umpire seemed to be very emphatic, and he seemed to have been behind the goal, so he probably was in a position to make a judgment on it. But all that time, while that build-up was taking place, Morris O'Sullivan, the fullback, who has been immense on the edge of the square, was struggling to get back. So there was a brief window of opportunity there. If Griffins could have availed of it, but Darren Noonan opted for the shot. It looked to be on target, but unfortunately, from their point of view, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. But Galtee Gaels now immediately down the other end of the field, and a chance for them and Bob Childs to go 4 points clear here. It's a foul on Pádraig Gallagher and Matt O'Callaghan. Bob Childs from this distance, you would have to imagine he's going to pop this one over.
I do, and what I would say was that it was a very, very cleverly drawn free by the part of Pádraig Gallagher. He held the ball up, didn't foul the ball, and drew his man and drew the foul, and Bob Childs has done the rest.
Yeah, Childs makes no mistake with that one. His sixth, I should say, of this afternoon's game. 4 points from play for Bob Childs and 2 from place balls. 6 points of the Galtee Gaels total of 1-9 to his name so far here at the LIT Gaelic grounds. And Gerald Griffins now making their first sub of the game. On is Mike MJ Ambrose, and he's going to be replacing Paul Bruder. And just Paul Bruder now hasn't worked out for Paul Bruder. He was the saviour, as Matt O'Callaghan mentioned earlier on in commentary, for Gerald Griffins last time out, but that's the end of his game now after just 38 and a half minutes of action. And it's Gerald Griffins on the attack with Dermot Noonan now inside their own territory. It's Jim Liston now in possession. He's got Paddy O'Connell on the run. O'Connell now a hard man to stop when he gets going. Forced to go backwards to Ger Stack, and Stack now trying to fashion some space, and that's exactly what he's done. And Ger Stack on the run. He's beaten a number of players. The Stack gets the ball away to Liston. Is there a goal chance in the offing here for Gerald Griffins? Just a sniff of one. It's going to be a free either way. Stack had dummies onto his left foot, but he's going to have to settle for the free, and just outside the 21 metre line should be a routine one for Stack.
Yeah, it should be a routine one for Gerald Stack. But just briefly for a moment there, it looked as if a goal-scoring opportunity may open up and may present itself. But this is a very, very important point for Gerald Griffins, because they haven't scored since the first... since Tommy Childs landed the 45 soon after half-time, and Galtee Gaels have established a 4-point lead in the meantime, and they need to bring it back to a one-score game, which Gerald Stack does comfortably.
Meat and drink for Gerald Stack, that kind of free. And we have a goal between the sides once again here, coming up to 10 minutes of this Griffin Coaches Intermediate Football Championship final replay here on Limerick GA TV's Facebook page. And there's a goal lead for Galtee Gaels over Gerald Griffins, and that goal, of course, coming from Derek Gallagher. After just 3 minutes of this second half, a kick out from Danny McGrath isn't good, and it's picked up off the ground. Jim Liston missed it initially, but Tommy Childs picking up, and Liston is taking this very quickly indeed. Darren Noonan in possession, gives the hand pass to Adrian O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan now forced to go backwards. Coming away from the goal is O'Sullivan. Lack of options for him. He eventually flicks the ball into Gerald Stack, and Gerald Griffins will start this attack once more with Gerald Stack. Stack forced to go all the way back to Paddy O'Connell, but Paddy O'Connell is the instigator of a lot of Gerald Griffin's attacks. Inside to Liston, shooting chance for Jim Liston. Can he finish from all of 40 yards? No, he can't. It's gone to the left and wide, and a snapshot from Jim Liston on that occasion, Matt, and maybe it would have been better served to hold on to possession.
Well, probably would, but then again the options weren't there. But Gerald Griffins are slowly clawing their way back into the game. It was a double mistake there. The kick out was poor. The Gerald Griffins player, was it Darren Noonan? It slipped through his hands, and Tommy Childs wasn't expecting it. And of course, unfortunately for him, he touched it on the ground, and it was the free. But certainly, that's another wide. I suppose really he had no option but to have a pot.
As Bob Childs now advancing for Galtee Gaels, plays it inside to Alan Condon. Condon looking at options here. He's met by a few Gerald Griffin's defenders, but Tommy Childs now on the attack. Back to Pádraig Gallagher, and in turn back again to Bob Childs. Patient build up from Galtee Gaels here. They're in no rush to cough up possession. It's Sean McGrath now for Galtee Gaels. Still McGrath under pressure from MJ Ambrose, of course, just onto the pitch. Inside to Clancy now. Sean Clancy plays this one inside, and it's Owen McNamara on the attack. He has advantage as McNamara played back to Sean McGrath. And they start again with Pádraig McGrath, who's moving into the middle of the park. Plays it to Owen Gallagher. Gallagher now with a bit of space to run into initially. Gets rid of it quickly, looking for Sean Casey. Good work from Diarmuid Noonan, who enjoyed a torrid first half there when he was marking Bob Childs. But seems to be picking up Sean Casey now as Galtee Gaels start again with the aforementioned Bob Childs. Inside to Tommy now, and to slow everything back down. Matt O'Callaghan. It's patient build up from Galtee Gaels.
Yeah, once the game has been played in the Gerald Griffins half, they won't mind. But the runners are available all the time for the offload. And here we have Pádraig Gallagher now in a dangerous position, could get a point here, and does.
Yeah, all too easy for Galtee Gaels.
No,
in fact, he's missed that one. Poor miss from Pádraig Gallagher. I'm just checking to see here if Mike Sexton is bringing play back for a free. There was a number of frees in the build-up there, but advantage accrued to Galtee Gaels. It'll just be interesting to see how this restarts. He's definitely taking a player's number anyway. I think it's Danny Liston that's going to get a talking to over on that far side. Indeed it is. It's a yellow card for Danny Liston, but it is going to be a kick out for Gerald Griffins, and Galtee Gaels missing a gilt-edged chance to go 4 points ahead for a second time. There's also a Galtee Gaels player getting a talking to. I think it's Tommy Childs that's down receiving a bit of attention. Mike Sexton checking on his well-being. Not sure if it's Tommy Childs getting a talking to or not. He's just checking on his well-being, and we're going to have a restart from Brian Scanlon here. Just over, coming up to 13 and a half minutes played of this Griffins Coaches Intermediate Football Championship final here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. It's Galtee Gaels leading 1-9 to 9 points.
1-9 to 9 points. We're heading in now for the last quarter, but you'd be very, very slow and low to write off Gerald Griffins. We've seen what they've done in the quarterfinals. We saw what they did in the drawn final. So there's a long way to go in Gerald Griffins' world yet. 15 minutes, just three points down. But Galtee Gaels are on top, and certainly we have a long delivery here now from Tom Childs to his brother Bob, but he's very, very far out on the left.
Tom Childs, or Bob Childs plays the ball in Tallencandon, and again they work the ball out to their own 45, and it's going to be held into possession there. Pádraig Gallagher with it, plays it to Owen McNamara. McNamara now, short pass to Sean Casey. It's a foul, a needless foul by Adrian O'Sullivan, it has to be said. And a very, very good chance for Bob Childs now to put Galtee Gaels 4 points clear. And again, Matt, you know, Gerald Griffins need to be more patient in defence than that.
Yeah, absolutely, because there was no real imminent danger at that point when he committed the foul. And Mike Sexton has given him a ticking, or did he give him a yellow card? Because I'm just watching Sean Casey there. But it's certainly a scoreable free for Robert Childs, and it will put Galtee Gaels 4 points in front with 15 to play. It's a strong position, and they will be so conscious of what happened the last day, that, you know.
Yeah, fine strike from Bob Childs. Another score for him, another score to his tally. With just over 45 minutes played, and it's Galtee Gaels into a 4-point lead now ahead of Gerald Griffins. It's Gerald Griffins all to do. Of course, there was 6 points with 7 or 8 minutes left a couple of weeks ago, and they managed to draw that one back. But it's going to be a big task here if they're going to reverse this one.
A big task, but they did come back from 6. And they did come back from 6 in the quarter final. So if Gerald Griffins have anything, they certainly have resilience, and Gerald Griffins will not die.
It's Colin McSweeney now on the attack for Gerald Griffins. Pops up possession though, and it's going to be Pádraig McGrath winning it for Galtee Gaels. Good pressure on him immediately after winning possession by Jim Liston, but it's Galtee Gaels on the attack, and it's Bob Childs now running from deep. Childs has options in front of him. It's Pádraig Gallagher looking for the 1-2 was Bob Childs, but well intercepted by Brendan Stack, and well read, it has to be said, by the Gerald Griffins number 5. And now Tommy Griffin comes away with possession for Gerald Griffins. He's under pressure, and again a lack of options hampering him as Jim Liston switches play eventually over to that far side, and they'll build with Brendan Stack. Stack now doesn't hold on to it initially, but Stack gets away from a couple of defenders, an advantage accruing to Brendan Stack now. Stack's going to go himself here. He's got options inside, decides to give it to Darren Noonan. Darren Noonan shot brilliantly blocked by Tommy Childs as Galtee Gaels come away with possession again. Ian Whelan tried to give the hand pass to Tommy Childs. It wasn't the best of passes by the cornerback, but Childs wins possession anyway and clears play downfield with an inch perfect pass to Sean Casey. Casey now taking on Christy McSweeney, plays it low. Foul on, a blatant foul there by Paddy O'Connell and Alan Condon, and another free to Galtee Gaels, and they're just more and more, Matt, as this game goes on with 13 minutes remaining of regular time. Galtee Gaels are starting to turn the screw a little bit.
They're turning the screw, and they're actually seem to be relishing the open spaces of the Gaelic grounds here. And of course, they're a relatively young side, and they will keep running. And you know, a few of them have county medals already. They know what winning county finals are all about. There's a super effort from Sean McGrath.
Yeah, he scored a point very similar to that 2 weeks ago to Sean McGrath, and a very, very important one here from the Galtee Gaels centre back. It's an excellent score from Sean McGrath, and it puts Galtee Gaels into 11 points to a 9 points lead.
Yeah, we have a sub. Micheál Thornton seems to be coming on for Jamie Long. Jamie Long was somebody that threatened, certainly in the first half. He was nominated at wing back, but lined out at centre half forward. But certainly Gerald Griffins, they need a response now, and they need it quickly. A good catch by Tommy Griffin from Brian Scanlon's kick out.
Yeah, quick attack here as Jim Liston plays this one into Ger Stack, and this is what Gerald Griffins need to do. Everything has to become a pace. It's Thornton straight into the game. First touch, is that a score from the number 13? It isn't. It's gone to the right and wide, and that was a very scoreable chance for Gerald Griffins, but sadly from their point of view it's gone to the right and wide, and Galtee Gaels will be in no rush, and Danny McGrath certainly won't be in any rush to, with this kick out as the lead. 111 to 9 points.
Kick-outs are going to be very, very important for Galtee Gaels at this stage, and it's sent in the direction of Tommy Childs, but it was knocked away from him by Tommy Griffin, and we have Gerald Griffins now in what looks a promising attack.
Second chance for Michael Thornton. This time it's more accurate effort from the recently introduced substitute, and it's Gerald Griffin's cut Galtee Gaels' lead back to 4 points. A vital score by the number 13, and 111 to 10 points, Matt. We've 49 minutes played, just on 49 minutes played. It is all to play for still, but it's Galtee Gaels in pole position certainly.
In pole position, but again, they cannot afford a stray kick out. Again, it wasn't so much a stray kick out because it was pinpoint actually for Tommy Childs, but Tommy Griffin came from behind and has done the very same thing again, has punched it away.
It's exactly how Gerald Griffins got back into the game a couple of weeks ago, was denying Tommy Childs possession from their own kickouts. And they've got to be patient, do Gerald Griffins, and know what they're at. They've been down big margins in this championship so far. It's Michael Thornton. Has he got the radar yet again? Yes, he has. 2 shots out of 3 from Michael Thornton. Is he single-handedly bringing Gerald Griffins back into the game? It's 2 in a row from him, and all of a sudden there's only a goal between them.
Do they say something about a super sub? I think he's Michael Thornton has made an appreciable difference already. At least he's having a pot, and he has found the target in 2 out of 3. Not bad going, and it's stemming from difficulty from the kick out, but Galtee Gaels have gone short this time, and I think it was the wiser option, and they're in possession, and Patrick McGrath looked to be fouled there, but the referee said play on, so we have Galtee Gaels in possession coming out of defence.
And it's Sean McGrath with that possession, looking to find his captain Alan Conlon. It's a good challenge by Paddy O'Connell initially, but Condon does well to regain possession and hold on to the ball for his Galtee Gaels side. Who leads by 111 to 11 points. 50-50 ball coming in here. It's going to be a foul on Dara Noonan, and it's going to be a free for Gerald Griffins, and Tommy Griffin has sent one over already in this half from a further angle than this, or further distance from this I should say, and it's a chance for Tommy Griffin to cut the lead to 2 points. And Matt, we said Galtee Gaels were turning the screw just a few minutes ago. That screw now seems to be loosened a fair bit.
Yeah, and we did say that that there is great resilience in Gerald Griffins, and I think they're showing it now. This is an actually crucial free for Tommy Griffin. He's quite capable of putting it over, but if he brings it, it's a 2-point game. It's gone harmlessly wide, and more significantly still would have been 3 points on the trot for Gerald Griffins. And I suppose on the balance of play in the last 4 or 5 minutes, it would have been nothing more than they have deserved, because they seem to have upped the tempo now. They seem to realise that probably the game was slipping from them, and they were coming forward. Now this is geared towards Rob Childs, and it's not one again either.
That's it. It's Dermot Noonan who come up with possession for Gerald Griffins on that occasion. He leaves the ball off to Jim Liston now. Patient build-up by Gerald Griffins needed, it has to be said here, and Paddy O'Connell, who does launch so many attacks for this side from centre-back, plays this one in low to MJ Ambrose. Ambrose, second half substitute for Gerald Griffins, taking on Owen Gallagher, who forced to come back out to Tommy Griffin. And Tommy Griffin now, Tommy Childs shadowing him, but played good crossfield ball by him. It's into Colin McSweeney, well capable of putting this one over the bar as Colin McSweeney, but this one has gone to the right and wide as well. And again, there's so many similarities to a couple of weeks ago, Matt O'Callaghan. You know, Gerald Griffins did win, or did get back and draw the game, but they missed several chances before levelling that game through Paul Bruder's goal.
Yeah, and they have 2 good chances missed there now, because that was without doubt a scoreable chance. Kick out dead on radar, beautifully caught by Alan Coughlin, but he was fouled and turned over, so it's a free to the Gaels, and it's a chance for the Gaels to come on the attack, which they haven't been for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and it's Sean McGrath in possession. Plays it to Bob Childs, who's definitely far removed from his full forward berth at this stage of the game. We've 53 minutes played here in the Griffins Coaches Intermediate Football Championship final replay here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. Of course, brought to you live and exclusively on Limerick GA TV's Facebook page. And it's Gerald Griffins that have it all to do here, trailing by a goal as Paddy O'Connell wins possession for them. And it's Ger Stack now with the ball for Gerald Griffins. He's up against Morris O'Sullivan. It's Stack now looking for options as Stack. He's got a couple of runners, plays a high one in, looking for Jim Liston. Tommy Childs does well to win this one back for Galtee Gaels. Great work from the Galtee Gaels midfielder. And away he comes with possession. Brilliant work from Gerald Griffins trying to put him under pressure. But Childs does exceptionally well to hold on to possession. And now it's his brother Bob, as I said, well away from his full forward berth. Now it's Padraig McGrath for Galtee Gaels, and it's them holding on to possession now with Sean McGrath working the ball out well through the hands and through the lines. And it's Pádraig McGrath again, plays this one into Alan Condon. Condon now injecting a bit of pace, and he's fouled by Diarmuid Noonan and Matt O'Callaghan. That's brilliantly worked defending. Brilliant defending initially from the likes of Tommy Childs. And then we have it that it's Galtee Gaels. It's Galtee Gaels on the attack once more, and Matt a foul, but just what Galtee Gaels needed.
Yeah, just what they needed to raise the siege there. But you mentioned about the contribution there of Tommy Childs back in defence, but it gives you a sense of how hard Galtee Gaels are working all over the field. Tommy Childs was back there supplementing the defensive effort, and you spoke about knocking Tommy Childs off the ball. Tommy Childs doesn't do being knocked off the ball, John.
No, he certainly doesn't, as Gerald Griffins introduced. Cahill came in there for Darragh Noonan. Of course, Noonan picked up an injury late in that first half, and his day is over for the moment. Anyway, it will be interesting to see if he does come back into the game, if you have extra time, and who knows further from there. But it's Gerald Griffins now on the attack. They need something quick, and the ball's played in towards Gerald Stack. He's marked by two men there, and he was never going to come away with that one. It's Morris O'Sullivan who comes up with so much possession for Gerald Griffins, or for Galtee Gaels I should say, of course. And it's O'Sullivan again, brilliant defending from him, and it's Galtee Gaels on the attack once more. It's a ball there from Bob Childs, an ambitious one, but it's won by Sean Clancy. It was Clancy certainly with the last touch. And it's going to be a sideline ball taken quickly by Adrian O'Sullivan for Gerald Griffins. Into Diarmuid Noonan. Noonan to Brendan Stack. Now it's Colin McSweeney in possession for Gerald Griffins. They're going to need something. It's Danny Liston now on the run. Liston plays this over to the far side, and it's Sean O'Connor in possession now for Gerald Griffins. Need to move this ball quickly. They are running out of time here. It's Tommy Griffin now in possession, brings it inside the 45 metre line. He was looking for Jim Liston, but it was no surprise to see Tommy Childs come away with possession, and it's Childs on the attack now again for Galtee Gaels. He's got options in front of him, plays it with the foot, but it's a poor one from Tommy Childs. Didn't need to play that pass, and it's Christy McSweeney coming away for Gerald Griffins. Plays it to Jim Liston. McSweeney's on again for the pass. McSweeney now, just space closed up by Ian Whelan. Now it's in again for Michael Thornton, and McSweeney has it again. Back to Jim Liston. The options just aren't there for Gerald Griffins at the moment. We've 56 and a half minutes played. Time running out for Gerald Griffins. They trailed by that goal from Derek Gallagher's Gerstack foul, a needless foul from Sean Casey. And it's going to be a chance for Tommy Griffin again. You have to think Matt O'Callaghan, but Gerald Griffins do need something, and they do need it fast.
They do, and Galtee Gaels have funneled back in numbers. And when Tommy Childs broke there was only one option in front of him, and like they look as if they're sitting back now. They have learned from the last day, and they're trying to defend what they have. But now it'll be a very precarious lead should Gerald Stack be successful with this free, because it will be a 2-point game.
Yeah, Stack has been on airing so far from frees, but this is the one he's had, or the biggest free he's had from distance, certainly. The Gerald Griffins number 11, he struck it well. It's going to drop short though, and it's caught on the line by Sean McGrath. A hand pass doesn't go to hand though initially, but Sean Clancy does well, and it's Bob Childs who actually that comes away with it for Galtee Gaels. And ball played down towards Alan Condon, but it's Condon that wins it ahead of McSweeney. And away come Galtee Gaels. He's got Derek Gallagher inside, does Alan Condon. Eventually gives it to Gallagher now with a chance. Can he add to his goal so far in the game? He kicks it high, and it's a poor finish from Derek Gallagher and Matt O'Callaghan. That surely would have been the game clinching score for Galtee Gaels, but Derek Gallagher off target.
Derek Gallagher off target, but his namesake Pádraig Gallagher was loose at the right side. He didn't spot him. Had he picked him out, it would be game over.
Yeah, but it's Gerald Griffins now still in this game. A goal in it, 58 minutes played, as Colin McSweeney takes possession. He beats Bob Childs fairly easily there. Forced to come back though inside, looking for options. He's going to have to come towards the middle of the park for Tommy Griffin. And Griffin now for Gerald Griffins has Paddy O'Connell. Paddy O'Connell now on the run. Always a dangerous prospect against any team. He plays it inside to Stack. Stack has Danny Liston in front. It's into Danny Liston. The gap closes for Liston. Good defending from Galtee Gaels, and it's a free out for Galtee Gaels. Brilliant defending. It was Sean Casey back there to win the foul. Excellent defending from Sean McGrath there as well. And Mike Sexton tells them to hurry up, and tells a couple of Galtee Gaels players who all of a sudden have fallen down like a sniper has shot them, but they're wasting time. They're being professional about it, we should say. But Matt O'Callaghan, excellent defending.
And very significantly, Patsy Coffey has put up his famous board there are 2 minutes of additional time, and we've 1 minute of normal time. So Galtee Gaels, it's all hands to the wheel, all hands to the pump now in defence, and they're in possession. The possession at this stage of the game is absolutely precious.
It's Morris O'Sullivan coming away with it ahead of Cathal Command. Gets the hand pass away to Ian Whelan. Whelan, if he can get away from Sean O'Connor, he's an ocean of space in front of him. Does well to hold on to it, and no surprise to see the ball head towards the magnet that is Tommy Childs at this stage. Condon now with possession. Great pass by Childs, and the ever willing Sean McGrath now on the run for Galtee Gaels. All they need to do is to hold on to possession in the closing stages here. It's Owen McNamara now for Galtee Gaels. He's got McGrath next to him. That's Sean McGrath, and Sean McGrath will be in no hurry to hold on to remove this one from possession. It's a slip from Owen McNamara though, and Gerald Griffins come away with possession. Is that going to be proving crucial for Gerald Griffins as they look to claw back a 1-goal deficit here? Is Brendan Stack in possession? He's got Sean O'Connor on his outside. Ian Whelan's going for everything here. He doesn't get there. There's room for Jim Liston now, and it's Gerald Griffins on the attack. Liston forced to go outside to Cathal Command. It's Command now back inside to Brendan Stack. They need a goal, you have to think, at this stage. It's Michael Thornton, 2 points since he was brought on. Sean McGrath uses all his experience there to slow him up with a foul, but a chance Matt O'Callaghan to reduce things to 2 points.
Yeah, the big question now is do they try and engineer a goal, because we're into the last 90 seconds of the game. Meanwhile, Conor Moriarty is coming on for Paddy Gallagher on the Galtee Gaels team. Gerard Stack, he looks to be gearing up to narrowing the gap and hoping maybe that they'll get 2 points or maybe get that precious goal. But we're down literally to 75 seconds.
Yeah, and Stack puts this one over the bar, no problem for him. An easy score for Ger Stack. And we've a 2-point game here with just over a minute left, coming up to a minute now. Kick out to be taken by Danny McGrath. And McGrath goes long with, he's looking for Bob Childs. Bob Childs not going to be able to keep that one, and playing another chance for Gerald Griffins here to get things going. They trail by 2 points here with 30 seconds. Left to play. It's Michael Thornton to take. His options is to go backwards, and a slid in by Pádraig McGrath. He connected with Brendan Stack. Either way, it's Christy McSweeney. Gerald Griffins claiming a free there, but it doesn't come. But they still have possession. The man is still down. It's Brendan Stack that's down. But it's Sean O'Connor in possession for Gerald Griffins. They trail by 2 points. Time is nearly up. There's only seconds remaining here. It's a goal they need as Diarmuid Noonan has it. It's inside to Jim Liston. Can he come up with something? It's back to Brendan Stack, who's got up miraculously. Ger Stack with the shot. It's going to be easily caught, and that should be it for Galtee Gaels. It's launched clear by Sean McGrath. It does come back for possession with Danny Liston. Time isn't up yet. We played 15 minutes over the allotted 2. 15 seconds over the allotted 2, I should say. And it's a chance here. It's going to be a free in, and a chance for Gerald Griffins to loft this one in around the square. And Matt O'Callaghan, we're at last chance saloon.
Absolutely last chance saloon. We're 2.5 minutes into injury time now. We're 30 seconds over the prescribed time. Here it comes, and a fantastic catch. And that's on a match-winning catch there by, was it Morris O'Sullivan?
Yes, that's it. It's Galtee Gaels that'll be playing senior football in 2020. An outstanding 111 to 12 points win for Galtee Gaels. They'll be down from the mountains tonight, Matt, there's no question. An absolutely stunning victory for Galtee Gaels, and a truly deserved one as well. It's devastation for Gerald Griffins. They've gone down by a 2-point margin, but Matt O'Callaghan, you have to say, and we have to be honest and say, Galtee Gaels were very deserving winners.
Yeah, they were deserving winners, it has been some 8 days for South Limerick, because we had Glenroe winning last week, and we had Blackrock and Kilmallock winning yesterday, and we've Garryspillane and now Galtee Gaels winning today. But it was a performance, particularly in the second half, when they put what transpired to be the match-winning scores on the board, and the way they closed it out, they were not going to be caught the way they got caught last week. Now, for anybody that doesn't know where the Galtee Gaels country is, it's a corner parish right up on the very border. It's bordered on one side, even part of the parish, part of the village of Kilbehenny's in County Cork, and it's bordered by Tipperary on the other side. This is a club that came together in the 60s. There were two clubs in the parish. There was Galtee Rovers, who were from Kilbehenny, and there was Anglesborough, and they amalgamated in 69. And they have come together, and they've been a formidable force. But for all that time, John, they have been punching above their weight because they have issues all the time through a lack of numbers. It's a very thinly populated area, a small community, a tightly knit community, a community that love and pride themselves in their football. And I give you an example. In 2015, Galtee Gaels had 16 players eligible for under 21 grade. They entered into the South Championship, won the South Championship B, and won the County B. Went on and won it. And of that team that featured in that final, there could have been as many as 10 of them out there today. So that will give you an idea of the way that they've gone about organising their football, the way that they're preserving their football tradition, and above all, the way they're keeping their club going by fielding teams against the odds a lot of the time. And I think a lot of people say in the South they're the county's second most popular team in that all clubs seem to have an affection for the Gaels after their own club because of what they're doing and what they have done over the years. I say heartiest congratulations to them. Today is their day. It's their first day since 1988 winning this championship, and by God, do they deserve it. And they are well equipped. And I mentioned it in commentary that their Galtee Gaels are a relatively young side now. They may seem to be around for a long, long time, but they are a relatively young side. And I would say that the average age of the Galtee Gaels team is scarcely, not even in the mid-20s. No, but look, credit Gerald Griffins. It has been a marvellous campaign for them. Gerald Griffins were county junior champions in 2016, the year before Galtee Gaels. And like the way they have taken to the intermediate championship, they came here in 2017 and took the intermediate championship by storm and won their 5 games, were beaten in the semi-final, last year, got over the hump this year and beat Clahan, and they have given us so many thrills during this what is a memorable intermediate football championship campaign. And full credit to them. And Gerald Griffins will be back. Their destiny is that they win this, that they'll win this competition. They have been knocking at the door, and I think very few people will begrudge them their day when it will come. And this is what the GAA is all about. These are 2 small clubs.
Football only clubs as well, Matt.
Football only. The similarity between the clubs is absolutely striking. Like they're from opposite ends of the county. Gerald Griffins have been in existence since 1888, playing as Ballyhahel up until the mid-60s when they became Gerald Griffins. They've made a huge contribution, and like Galtee Gaels, are a side that are punching above their weight because they will always have the challenge of numbers. But full credit to the two of them, to the both sides. They have come here today and it's their second attempt and have served up an absolutely magnificent 2 games for us, and culminating are bringing down the curtain on what has been a marvellous championship.
Indeed it has. It's victory for Galtee Gaels on a 111 to 12 points margin here at the LIT Gaelic Grounds. That's it from the intermediate final. We'll be back with the senior final between Ula and Newcastle West shortly.
give them everything all the games. Outstanding game today. So well done to all teams. And unfortunately, when we come to finals, there can be one winner. I think it isn't your day, but I'm quite sure there'll be other days, and we'll continue the work that you've done, and I'm quite sure that day won't be too far in the future. But you can take some consolation, I suppose, from the fact that you're beaten today only by a brilliant Galtee Gaels team. So, commiserations to Gerald Griffins, and our heartiest congratulations to Galtee Gaels. And I know that Galtee Gaels, you'll do us proud, and you'll do us club proud when you go on and play the Munster Championship over the next couple of weeks. And I know that your elevation to the senior ranks will enhance our senior championship for the coming years. So, without any further ado, it gives me great pleasure to present the Mother's Kerrick trophy.
Look, first of all, it's an absolute honour anytime you wear this jersey, lads, and the 30 lads tugged out today truly showed that. I mean, we've had it fairly tough last 2 weeks, but it shows the strength of small communities and clubs that we're so close together that we always have each other's back. You know, we stick up for each other on the pitch, but like it's always said, where you'll see one of us, you'll see 10 of us off the pitch. And yeah, just well done to all the lads for a fantastic year of effort. So well done, boys. Lads, just on Gerald Griffins, I hate to go the cliche way about it, lads, but from the start of the year we've said it, you're a fantastic side, and you know, you just rattled last year and at the start of this year, and I don't know, eventually we just got around. I think we had to bring ourselves to year level, not the other way around, lads. And you're a fantastic side, and I hope you do it next year, lads, and you're well deserved of being a senior team. So just 3 cheers for Gerald Griffins. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Just for a few people for on the day, lads, I just want to thank the staff here in the Gaelic grounds for 2 weeks ago in Kilmallock as well. Fantastic. And I suppose the Limerick County Board and Griffins coaches for running such a fantastic competition again this year. From our own panel, I suppose I want to thank our own sponsor, Child's Plant Hire, and I want to thank Norma Cran, physiotherapist, Margaret McGrath for looking after us all year. So thanks very much. How could I forget the supporters? When we go past the 2 schools at home, as the decorations and walking out to the kids there today, it's absolutely brilliant. So thanks so much to all the supporters, all the kids. It's been amazing. And on to the main trio. First of all, lads, a man in the background, our very own, I don't know, I think he knows the game better than anyone else, lads, but Tom Noonan, an absolute Galtee Gaels legend, the previous captain himself, and now a brilliant mentor to have. Our trainer, Ollie McGrath, I'd say when he came up to the pitch and saw 25 of us lined out in January ready to run the snow, he was like delighted, happy out, great numbers. But a few minutes later, when he sees all of us playing headers and volleys for 15 minutes before training, he doesn't know what he's got himself in for. But absolutely fantastic job all year. He has us fit since the first day out against Kildimo and brought us all the way through the back gap during the summer and has us flying fit here again today. So thanks very much for the year, Ollie. And finally, the man of the moment, John McGrath. when you talk about passion and heart in football, there's no more. You don't have to look any further than John McGrath. So thanks so much, John, and we owe this one to you. Thank you. I'll shut up now. Lads, supporters, we can't wait to celebrate with this over the next few days. Go on, the Gaels! To the pub!